We're back in 2025. I know I said this before, but I didn't do anything in January that was to do with the podcast. I was just insanely busy. So the first week of Feb, we're here, and we've got the best guest to start it off. Tiffy Texas, a stripper turned DJ turned comedian. Yeah, that's a combo you're not going to see very often. And we asked her, like, why? Why would you go from making so much money as a stripper to a comedian? And the answer's in the pod. You're going to find out what it is. But I can tell you right now, it's not what you're expecting, but it is a good answer. Also, tells us about the most inappropriate things she's seen and done at a strip club. You know, supposedly touching yourself inappropriately at work isn't something you can do in a strip club. Also tells us about how she broke it to her family and a bunch of other stuff that you're not going to find out from anyone who's never worked in a strip club before.
And I get told off quite often from management or even owners for just not being sexy enough and being too funny. And so I thought maybe I'll give it a try in comedy and just even use the stories from stripping. And so far it's worked.
Yeah. Don't you think like they should just like niche you out in a strip club?
Well, that's what I thought. But no, it wasn't good for a money maker at the end of the day. Like people essentially go into a strip club to get blue balls, really. And
Yes.
It's pretty hard to get blue balls when I'm there grabbing onto my vagina flaps and singing along to music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm not a big fan of strip clubs. I'll go in there to drink because it's like the last place that's open.
Fair.
But I've got a friend who's like in there and he's just like, I love it. And I'm like, why?
That's me. I am that friend. I love it. Even before I was a stripper.
No, but like sitting there just getting lap dances for hours.
Okay, yeah. It's depending on how drunk I am, definitely. But no, I like to start off just drinking there. And then, yeah, depending on how drunk and how hot the chicks are on. Then, yeah, it's a slippery slope,
Too much of a tight ass. Like, I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on this. I'm like,
I get it. Especially when porn's free these days. So.
I don't even watch porn, but so.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a skill.
That is. I don't even know if I could go a day without porn.
Oh, easy. You just go stop. It's like not having sugar. You stop and then eventually like, oh yeah, this is.
I'll just have to take your word for it.
Yeah. Okay. So you think about burlesque as a different option? Because that's kind of like funny stripping.
Yeah, I have done a bit of burlesque in shows, but like when it came to my feature shows, I was doing, so girls would do like police or nurse, and I'd come out in a big giant fucking inflatable costume and be a clown, and I'd do it with the duo, and I'd pull handkerchiefs out of her ass and that kind of stuff. So I just preferred it to be a bit more different rather than the generic.
You can do that in burlesque. Like you can go full clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose.
I've seen a few in Perth that do it.
Okay.
I can't remember her name now, but I know there's one that does like hella funny shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I feel like when I think of burlesque, I think of the traditional old school, which is what I've done before with very much the feathers and the diamantes and everything. But no, I haven't really seen much of the funnier side of burlesque.
Yeah, there's some funny stuff. It's weird now. They've got like dudes that are chicks in there and whatnot. It's like, what the fuck is? It's went from women to like dudes, and you're like, hey, and they're not even funny. They're just trying to be hot. You're like, you're a dude. It's not hot. I'm not coming from a male stripper, motherfucker. So have you found like there's certain people that are like disgusted by some of your like jokes or your stories?
Oh, so many. So many. So actually I get nervous, even at Raw. Just recently, I kept making eye contact. This woman would have been no less than 70. And I even remember halfway through my set apologizing to her and just being like, I'm so sorry. So I could just see that she was getting borderline traumatized with the things that I was saying, especially when I pulled out the rubber fist. She just couldn't believe it. And I actually did think I upset her. And then after my set, she came up to me and she was like, that was amazing. I think, that really took me back because I honestly thought that I was giving her like a heart condition or something.
Yeah, we had some like really, really like Walking Dead people in our front row of Violators, and I was like, do you know what you've bought tickets to? Like,
did they love it though?
The two dudes were clearly laughing, and the two women had their heads down for most of it.
Okay.
But they didn't leave, and they didn't seem upset, and they clapped.
That's good.
So I just think they didn't like making eye contact with lunatics.
Okay.
I think they were just like, we're going to laugh like this. We're going to fucking not look at you people.
Fair enough.
I was like, I get that to a degree.
See, I kind of like it. I feel like you've achieved something when you've gotten to the point where people won't look at you or they go, ooh, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That to me is like you've reached a new level.
Well, you've still got them on board.
Yes.
They're paying attention.
Yes.
You're fucking with their emotions.
Absolutely.
So it's like, you might not be laughing, but I've still got you thinking in this direction. So I'm right. just have to make it a little bit funnier if I don't want you to cry.
Yes, true.
Have you had anyone walk out during your set yet?
No, I haven't had anyone walk out. I noticed the other night I had people that to start off with, there was a young couple in, and then when it came to the break, they didn't come back. However, we had more come in than after that. So yeah, that was the only time I didn't see anyone coming back for a full show.
Yeah.
However, they did look fairly young, and it was pretty late at night, so it was pretty past their bedtime anyway.
That young.
And then they missed out on the flaps anyway, so it was their loss, really.
Which is quite like a hilarious ender.
Yeah. It's a solid finisher.
Yes, especially the song you've chosen. It works perfectly. I was like, this is genius.
I work as a DJ as well, so I like to think I've got to have the skill in order to pick the right music at the right time. So I just feel like I've got to obviously use that in my shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you picked like Queen, I've Got to Break Free in your show, but it was like a techno version. I was like, this is definitely a stripper choice.
Yes.
I was like, this is not the original song. What is going on here?
Rarely do I play the original songs when I DJ too. I like to either mix it or I find remixes. So a lot of my stuff is like a newer version of an older song. Yeah.
So in your DJ, is it mostly like stripper gigs, or is it like other stuff? Are you trying to like blend into the other stuff? What's kind of the...
Oh, I'm trying to get out of stripping now, only because I'm getting a bit older, and I don't make that much money as a stripper just because I'm not that sexy, so I don't get many guys wanting to book me in, and it's not a like you're not on a wage or anything. It's purely commission only, so you have to hustle. That's why I can understand why you don't like going to the strip club, because they are on you. Like the girls will
I'm a salesperson, so I know it's bullshit.
Okay, so you get it, but nah. So I working in clubs, like I've managed a couple of strip clubs as well, and then there's been times where we didn't have like a DJ or MC rock up, and so I've just filled in and done that, and then it's just sort of progressed from there.
Yeah.
And so it's like having all these different avenues now to get out of stripping.
Work around the other bullshit.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm making more money now keeping my clothes on, and I'm not sure still whether I'm flattered or offended at this rate. Yeah.
Maybe you weren't a savage enough when you were, or you just didn't know how to pick the right weirdos.
Yeah, and now I'm trying to get a bit more savage, that's for sure. But
yeah,
I have to be more savage because
that is the weird. Give me fucking tips, motherfuckers. How are you trying to get more savage as a DJ?
Not as a DJ, definitely more like with MC, especially because I host like events and stuff as well. And so I just feel like I experiment with how offensive or even just how political I could be. I don't know. I just test the waters a bit. I think that's what even brought me into doing stand-up, is because I would test out all these little jokes or just poke fun at people, roast people. And I feel like I've just gotten more savage that way, because as a stripper, if I roast the shit out of everyone, I'm not making any money.
I mean, unless you find them ones who love to be humiliated.
Yes.
Then
Found a few of them.
Yeah, oh, fuck. That is a weird concept. I'm like, well, how the fuck do you want to be a dude that's like, yeah, tell me I suck? You're like, why?
It's funny you say that. I remember one night I had no bookings, and then I got really, really drunk, so I was pretty upset about it. So I got really drunk, and then at the end of the night, I vaguely remember having a booking, and it was a VIP booking, so it means it was at least half an hour. Good money. So I like I said, vaguely remembered that I had this booking, and I actually broke a rule that night. I had passed on my number. I don't recall this. I was that drunk in this booking. And the next day I got a text message, and I was like, who's this? He's like, oh, the one that was in, we were in the dance together last night. It's like, remember you were telling me that I kept telling me I was dumb as fuck? And I was just like, oh my God, the one person that did book me, I was just abusing the whole time. And yet they came back and booked me since, so.
Well, that worked.
Yeah.
Maybe she just become an asshole to a woman.
Yeah. I think I'm slowly, just naturally progressing to that level anyway.
So were you a stripper in Perth, or was it somewhere else?
No, I started in Perth. So I moved over to Perth when I turned 30, and I was only meant to skimpy here. So that was where I started off. And I remember saying, I won't strip. I reckon it took me 3 months of skimping, not even. And got landed into a strip club. It was Dollhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And
we used to do poker there.
Oh, really? How long was that? That wasn't that long ago, wasn't
it? 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay. Was it Tamara that was doing it, or was it Maury that was doing it?
I was in business with Tamara.
Okay.
She ripped me off.
Oh, okay. Well, it got even worse when Maury took it over.
Yeah, well, he ended
in jail now.
Yeah, raped someone.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was at a bar/cocktail lounge, and I've actually been there a couple of times and partied with Mo and his old business partner. So yeah, a bit dark there, but
yes.
okay.
Bad people get the bad things. That's what happens.
Yeah. So yeah, first time at Dollhouse, I'd never stripped before, and it was a feature show, so it was like being thrown in the deep end. And the first song I ever stripped to, I remember asking the DJ. I gave him my playlist, and the DJ refused. He was like, "Nah, this is stripper suicide." He goes, "How long have you been dancing for?" I said, "Never danced before." He goes, "Your shows." He goes, "Let me pick your music." So anyway, I went to the bar. I was so nervous. I had 2 bourbons and 2 shots of tequila. I remember marching back up to the DJ, and I was like, "Look, if you don't play these songs, I'm not getting on stage." So he played them, and he's like, you're on your own. Anyway, he played them, and I remember it was something like $600 in tips for my first ever stage. And then after that, by the time I got off stage, been booked for an hour private booking as well. So it was just like...
Figured it out.
It was beautiful. I remember thinking like, fuck yeah, I can do this. And yeah, the next morning I remember getting up, and it was like, I don't know, midday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, having all this cash on me and just being like, oh, I'm going to go have champagne and oysters to celebrate. And so, yeah, then after that, I was like, I think I might be able to be a stripper after all.
Do you reckon they kind of set that up? Like, as the first one, they're like, yeah, we'll make sure they get heaps in the first one, so they're going to come back for more because they get addicted to the cash.
I don't think they had the ability to do that then.
Okay.
But I was like a nobody. I was fresh on the scene. No one knew who I was.
That's kind of the thing, right? They're like, you're new, we'll get you in.
Yeah, maybe I think you can tell when a chick is new to it as well. And you're just sort of drawn to that. I think because it's that little bit of naivety. I can't even say it. But like that vulnerability, I guess, where you're like, oh, I wonder what I can get away with because they don't know the rules yet, or their spirit hasn't been broken yet. So I wonder what I can get away with. I definitely had that when I was fresh on the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone trying to break all the rules with you?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people trying to push boundaries and just see what they could get away with.
Yeah.
Because I like to drink as well. So I'll be like, oh, this will be easy. And yeah, no, I just turn into a bit more of an asshole when I drink anyway. So
Win-win.
Game on.
Dollhouse would have been one of the harder places to work at, right? Because it's so big and so like, it's always empty.
I miss that place. Although, have you seen it now?
It's flash.
They've done so well.
It's much better now.
Yeah, it took me a while to go back there because Dollhouse was my home for a while. And I mean, so I actually ended up as the house mum there, and I was the events and marketing manager there for a while as well.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and so went from being like no one, first time walking in there and having taken my clothes off, to I think it was about 8-9 months later working in the office and running a fair bit of the show, which was kind of cool. But yeah, it was a huge place. We had a lot of girls working there. You know, downstairs was an abandoned restaurant.
I've been down there.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some weird shit that went on down there. Fucking oath. But there were some good times. But no, there'd be times where I would lock my keys in the unit or whatever, and so I'd just go to Dollhouse, hang out there. Like it was literally just a second home. Yeah.
Yeah, when we were running poker there, it was kind of like my go-to place at the end of a night. I was like, I know I can get let in.
And how good is it open till 5 a.m. too? Yeah, winning.
There was one time, the only time I've got to move on notice as well, because usually I don't get caught doing retarded shit, but I wasn't getting let into this other bar that we were running poker at. He was like, you're too drunk. And I was like, dude, I know the manager, let me in, fuck off. And he's like, nah, mate, you're too drunk. And I had like a bottle of soju in my pocket of my jacket.
Okay.
I was like, you want to see drunk, cunt? And like cracked the bottle and sculled a bottle of soju. And this is on like Main Street in Northridge. And then across the road, there was 2 cops. And as I've like gone to put the bottle in the bin, I've seen them and I'm like, ah. They're like, why'd you do that? And I was like, I'm sorry. I was being dumb. And they're like, you know you can't do that. And I was like, yeah.
You didn't get, like, they didn't fine you, didn't do anything, like you just...
I'm pretty good at like talking out.
Okay,
I'm like,
yeah.
I understand I'm a dickhead. I'm sorry. I get it. Please let me off. And they're like, won't give you a fine tonight. We're going to give you a move on notice. You have to leave the city.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever distance was, I was like, yeah, I'll just get this taxi here. I got in the taxi. I was like, take me to Dollhouse. I was like, it's out of the city. I was like, you're not going to get me there, motherfuckers.
They were good times, they were Dollhouse days though.
Oh, it was like I could always charge my phone in there.
Yeah.
The best.
Chill vibes. Do any of the strip clubs do poker at all
No,
anymore?
not anymore.
No.
That was like I don't really know how we were getting away with it.
Yeah.
Because technically, from the rules of gambling, you're not allowed to have strippers and gambling together.
Interesting, because a venue that I've worked previously at in Adelaide, a strip club that I know still has poker running.
They might be able to do it, but for WA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. And the what is it? Drinking, gaming, liquor and racing. They were kind of like loose on poker for a while there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus, I wish they were the same way with skimpies and strippers. Ooh, they do not like us.
Well, they were like loose, but not. It was like they get away with shit, but I don't think they understood their own workings because I read the whole shit and I was like, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing this. How the fuck are we doing? I was like, I'm not going to fucking argue with these guys.
Nah.
But I tried getting other stuff passed and I was like, considering this rule, we can do this. And they're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you know? Just fucking let me do it. Like, it says it can here, you dickheads.
I spoke with LEU last week in Kalgoorlie because Kalgoorlie want to do the show that we've been doing. They want, and like even I told them about what you do and what I do, and they're like, we have to have this here. So he comes to Australia Day, and I've had a bit to drink, host an event there, and LEU come in, and so I've, after a few drinks, gone up to them, and I was like, hey, this venue here really want to hold this show, and they're like, what is entailed? And so I gave them a bit of a brief description, and I was like,
You'll probably tell everyone on the podcast, so you know. It was late nights with Tiffy Texas, which is still happening.
It is.
For the next 2 weekends,
4 more shows left to go. 6 down, 4 more to go. And so we do some pretty out there things.
Stuffed ping pong balls in my foreskin, which you might have heard on the podcast before. But
it is amazing. And I can't wait for you to do it. Please, you got to do it again.
Yeah, Friday.
Yes, I do have you locked in for Friday. I'm like, I wish you could be there. Can't you be there for Valentine's Day?
I don't know. Let me see.
Valentine's Day, I got Snowy there, and then I've got Sierra Stone who wants to serve me a flappuccino.
A flappuccino?
Yeah, that's like a drink that's been from
That's a Friday,
Flaps.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
No pressure, but...
I've got the kids, so I would have to get a weekend swapped.
I see. So yeah, you do that. I got
Valentine's
Snowy.
Day would be quite funny one
It's going to be hilarious, like a date night that's fucked up, honestly. So I got Snowy giving me bird baths from his nutsack. I've got Sierra that likes to put bottles and other drinks inside of her and then serve them. She calls them flappuccinos. And she's actually got a podcast called Flappuccino, which is hilarious.
Does she make I seen in fucking Thailand, they did it with a bottle of like water and turned it black. And I was like, what?
Okay, now these girls are much cleaner than that.
I was like, how the fuck? And it was like Coke. So they had like a Coke bottle that was full of water, then squirted it up there and then refilled it black. And I was like, how the fuck did you do that? Like, what did you jam up your pussy to make the fucking water black?
Yeah.
But they do weird shit over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do some weird shit over here too. And then,
I don't think we can beat there.
No, fair.
I went to like a ping pong show in Bangkok and in Pattaya, and they were both different. But both of them, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? One shot a banana like across the fucking room, and the room was like, it was actually, the setup was super weird. It was like have you seen when the comedians do like the round in an arena? Where there's like a circle in the middle and the whole crowd's around them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so the one in Bangkok was like this big, empty, dark black room with a circle stage in the center and just all these seats like lined around it. And they just like hustle you in and like, go get seat. And it was like me and 4 other dudes, and we just went and sat in one of these rows, and I was like, I'm not sitting in the front row. This is fucking weird. And then they just have rotating acts. So like people just come in whenever, and after an hour, the people who are on an hour ago come back on. So I was like, how long does this run for? Like, could you just sit in here for 4 hours and watch the same shit over and over again? Someone was pulling like razor blades on a string out. And I was like, bro, how? Why? What the fuck? Yeah. That 2 people fucked on stage. I was like, this is insane.
Suddenly my show feels very tame now.
Yeah. Watch that. You're like, what is going on here?
Hell.
And I was like, they get to come from the audience? Like, what happened? And then, like, the worst part was, you're like, oh, did he blow? And there's like, he's got his connie full of fucking, you're like, oh, that's disgusting, cunt.
Oh.
Yeah. No, our show's tame.
Definitely. And then obviously, as I finish with my flaps out and I like to sing along to music. So, it's quite tame, but...
It's funnier.
Well, I've been told off for doing that before at work. I've been told off for touching myself inappropriately in a dance. And I'm like, how? I don't recall ever touching myself. Like, they had me thinking that I was like masturbating or something.
Yeah, that's what that sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, no, you
allowed?
can't touch yourself. And I was like, well, and I'll never forget because the first time I did it, I had a chick book me and she goes, I'll give you $100 if you can make me smile. And I was like, all right. I had her more than smile, mate. She was pissing herself laughing. I literally grabbed onto my flaps and it was a rap song that was playing. So I was just, and then next thing I got in trouble, but I made $100 tip. I was happy.
Did you get in trouble for that one, or was it a different one after that?
I got in trouble for that one, but then I've done it again since. I got trouble for that. So
Is that because you weren't like in a private room?
No, because I was in a private room. It's just that's the laws, like the licensing there. They don't even there. You're not allowed. A private dance has to be a meter away, so it's a 1 meter rule.
What?
Yeah,
How the fuck's it a lap dance?
it's not. You're allowed to sit on their lap if you got your clothes on, but as soon as you remove clothing,
So like all strip clubs are breaking the rules.
no, it's only this is in territory.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay.
the rules there. And I
That
know that
seems
some
like
places
a
in
lot.
Adelaide are the same as well.
A meter away.
A meter away. As soon as I take the clothes off, they have to remain a meter away.
That is so dumb. That's even worse.
Yes.
That's more expensive and more shittier.
Yes.
You'd be like, this is fucked. Oh man, I'd be so annoyed.
See, and that's the thing. That's why we didn't do well, because girls would never tell the guys this. They'd be like, "Oh, take me around the back. We'll have heaps of
They get
fun," and they lock them in. And there's no refunds or anything. Like once you've got it, that's it. Unless like you're really unhappy with the service. But then I would guys be like, "Oh, you know how much for a dance?" I'd be like, "Look, $100, but I'm gonna sit on your lap for maybe 5 minutes of that, and then once I get my kid off, I gotta sit in front of you. However, I can sit in front of you with my legs spread the whole time. We can just make eye contact. We can have a Mexican stare off if you like."
We'll just have awkward eye contact and you can look at
Yeah, I'll be like, whoever winks first gets the next round. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're too honest. That was the problem.
Yeah, I know, but that's the problem with being old. You know, like you lose your filters and you can't bullshit people as much. You just tell it like it is.
Yeah. Well, I don't bullshit people in sales. I think it's immoral. So
Okay.
like, I would suck as a stripper if that was the case.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know. I can see why you would do funny shit.
Yes.
'Cause it would be boring.
Well, absolutely. Like when you got long bookings, sometimes they book you for 2, 3, 5 hours. And you're like, fuck, how do I keep these people entertained? You know, I once did a group booking where we were sitting around, we're like, fuck, what do we do? So we ended up playing Duck, Duck, Goose.
That's
I'm not kidding. We sat around the pole and we literally played Duck, Duck, Goose.
with the people
Yeah.
and just made them chase you around.
Yeah.
That's an unforgettable experience. Look,
Yeah.
we had strippers and they made us play Duck, Duck, Goose.
Yeah.
What a weird thing to do, but I'm just picturing it in my head. And
And like it's like 500-600 per girl per hour, and they're paying for us to play fucking Duck Duck Goose.
that's retarded. That is the dumbest. Fuck. I suppose if it was like, oh, nah. That, at no point would I be like, yeah, here's a couple of grand.
Just
Let's
not gotten that drunk yet.
No, I've definitely been drunk enough, but not. I'm too tight.
Fair.
I can't spend money like that. I'm like, man, I could do so much.
I wish
more
I
with this.
wish I didn't spend money like that.
It's because you got too much money in one day.
No,
like,
I wish that was the case. I wish that was the case. No.
What's the worst thing you've spent money on then?
Ooh, good question. The worst thing? I know I've spent a lot of money on alcohol, but I wouldn't say it's worse because I've had a lot of fun memories. Although I'll probably say alcohol is one of them, even though it's been one of the best things, one of the worst things. It's given me great memories, but it's also got so many memories that I cannot fucking remember for the life of me.
Yeah. I had to stop drinking straight alcohol because of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I drink too fast.
See, I can't. I love spirits, and spirits seem to love me. I can drink spirit. I can drink a bottle, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, questionable. 2, 3 mid-strength pints, mate. I have been kicked out of restaurants for trying to talk to people with my vagina flaps. Like beer fucks me so bad.
I can't even drink it. It tastes like shit.
Oh really? I love beer. I love beer. I swear, I'm a bloke in a woman's body. I absolutely believe that.
Sounds like
But I'm not changed. Like I'm not crossing over or anything. Like I'm not going to.
You're not like, nah, I'll be a
transition.
dude one day.
Nah, I'm like, I love having titties. I love having the power of the pussy. You know what I mean? Like we get to have fun with it. Plus, I love blowing dudes away with just how inappropriate I can be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll dress like a real lady, and then the shit that will come out of my mouth, they just absolutely disgusted in.
I find it so ridiculous that people haven't interacted with people like that.
Okay.
When someone's like, oh, a woman doesn't speak like that, you're like, what the fuck are you, cunt? Everyone's a human, dude. Like,
Absolutely.
who have you been hanging out with?
Yeah.
So dumb. So weird. Someone was doing it on the weekend. They were like, oh, women don't say stuff like that. And I was like, you're a woman. You can do whatever you want. Do you not know that? That's how this works.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Well, one good thing about being female as well, I've had so many male DJ MCs in the strip club say to me, they're like, we could never get away with saying half of what you say on the microphone.
No, they're too pussy.
No, because the thing is, it comes across a lot more inappropriate when it comes from a guy. When you got a girls dancing on stage and it's coming from a guy's mouth, they can be like, they can compliment them and stuff, but when it comes to the stuff that I'll say, it's pushing it a lot more.
What's an example then?
Oh, just things like the thing like what I wouldn't do to her, or the positions I'd put her in and stuff. Like dudes saying that.
That is creepy from a dude.
Absolutely, but I say, guys, like fuck yeah, I want to see that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I get there's
makes
definitely
sense.
a double standard there, but I fucking.
But that's because
I milk it.
think lesbians are cool and dudes. They're like nah.
Yeah, well, they think lesbians in porn are cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not butch lesbians.
Yeah, no.
Get them out of the strip club. They're just standing around scaring me.
But lesbians in the strip club are actually pretty cool because they will spend. Get them drunk enough and they'll fucking spend.
I think that's nearly any woman in a strip club.
Nah.
Really?
Most chicks, they'll come in either with a boyfriend or with a guy, or they'll come in with a group of friends, and they'll say they want to come in because they'll get left alone because all the dudes are busy watching the strippers or whatever. But then they get a few too many drinks in them. They'll tip very minimal, but they'll turn into those woo girls. And the worst thing as well is that they'll all tell you about the times that they considered being a stripper, or how they now believe they could easily be a stripper, or they'll try and ask if they can get up on the pole, if they can get up on the stage, and it's just like, bitch, stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
Just let us do our job.
That's pretty standard, right?
Yeah.
I imagine that any chick in a strip club's like, I could do this.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, why aren't you?
Oh, I wish if it wasn't for like the insurance and the fact like we just can't let them do it. I would love, like, especially with how drunk they are, I'd love to see them slip up and fucking make an absolute dick of themselves on stage. But
I actually took my ex's niece to Dollhouse for her 18th birthday.
okay, did she love it?
Well, because I was friends with Mandra and everything, I was like, can we just take that like back area?
Yep.
Where they had like it curtained off.
Yep.
And I was like, I nearly fell off the fucking pole. I was like, probably shouldn't do this.
Yeah. No, I love the strip club. I loved it before I was a stripper. And even now that I don't strip much anymore, my problem is I love going to Voodoo. I was in Voodoo after the show Saturday night.
Oh.
Bloody Ian was like, what are we doing now? I was like, all right. He's like, Johnny Fox's. So I was like, okay. I met him there while it was closing, and then fucking went to Voodoo. And he'd never been to a strip club before.
Ian Berg.
Never been to a strip club before. Couldn't believe it. So then I like, how funny.
Surely not.
Oh, I said to him, I'm like, well, how many strip clubs have you been in Australia? Have you been to any? He goes, no, I've never been to anywhere before. And I was like, okay, we're going to change this. So got us on the door list, got him in, and it was the cutest thing ever too, by the way. I went and got $20 tipping dollars for him. I thought, got to give him the proper experience, you know what I mean? Wasn't committing to getting him a lap dance, though. I was like, look, I appreciate you, bros, but I'm not going to fucking...
I'm not lashing out for that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so the thing was so adorable. He was sitting up at the front and he had this little wad in front of him and he kept turning around. We're like, just watch the stage. And then he so innocently places the whole $20 just in one and sits back. He's like, I did it. And it's like, oh, bless your
No way.
socks.
That sounds hilarious.
It was so funny. But no, I mean, I love going to the strip club. Any excuse. Yeah. Even the last weekend of my show, I'm going to be having an after party there. So I won't even be able to get there until 1 at least. At
so
the
then you're going to have
earliest.
to go to New Dollhouse.
Does New Dollhouse stay open till 5 though?
I don't know. I think so. I would assume so.
I'm going to look this up. Am I allowed to be on my phone while I do
Yeah,
this?
as long as you don't stop talking. If you can do
I'm
two things at once.
Mate, not
Some
only am
people
I
are
female, I'm ADHD. I got this. Kings and Angels. And isn't it Kings and Angels with
Kings
a
and
Z?
Angels now, yeah. It's always quiet in there. I went in there a while ago. Well, not a while ago. I think it was like 2 months ago. 3 months ago.
Okay.
It's one of my friends. He was like, I've never been to a strip club before, but his other friend fucking loves the place. And I was like, oh, I was like, dude, we've just had dinner. Like, let's just go out of the city a little bit. I was like, trust me, it's better than going to the other two because the other two are too fucking crammed and you don't want some bone on your back.
Yeah.
I was like, if you go out, it's better. There's more space.
That's the one best thing about Dollhouse, just how spacious it was. So good. I've actually never been into Penthouse, funnily enough.
It's smaller than Voodoo.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
super crammy and it's always packed.
The thing I love about Voodoo, though, it just gives me such Vegas vibes. That whole atmosphere there, the lights, the setup, everything, it just reminds me. And I've been to a club in Vegas too, and it gives me that exact same feel. So, verdict is in. I can't believe it's only open 3 nights a week, by the way. That's
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, that surprises me. Dollhouse was Wednesday through to Saturday. So Thursday night's only open till 3, but Friday and Saturday it's open till 5.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's because they got that brothel across the road as well.
Oh my God. I remember how many times walking back to the car after work and you have dudes yelling out to you like, oh, want some more work tonight? It's like, no, mate, there's no money in the world that will see me.
There. There was like a news article on that place once where someone was like in the alleyway, got shot or like was hit with a machete or something.
What?
I can't remember what it was, but it was wild. I remember seeing like the footage and there was someone in a gown out there and someone was like, "Bleh."
One thing I did love was the fact that it had Macca's right there as well. So like, do you know how many times the girls would quickly like robe up,
Run down
chuck
to
on their
Macca's.
sneakers, run down to Macca's, come back?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
Being that close.
It was,
That thing sucks.
what's going on with
I
it?
don't know. It's a piece of shit.
Oh, fair.
It's it was working for a while. Now it's decided not to do it anymore. I think it says it's too hot. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't know. We've still got the other cameras. They work.
Not bad.
Yeah. So it would just be like, it will change through while I'm editing it. It would go from like 3 shots to 2.
You know what you're doing?
Oh, so yeah, what alcohol? Do you know one time my friend was like, how much money do you reckon you spent on piss? And I was like, I reckon I can math this out.
I'm terrible. The thing is, I'm very generous as well. And because I've worked in hospitality and I've depended on tips before, I'm very much a big tipper. And that's a little bit of a hack too. If you're ever in a busy bar, first drink you order, always tip, because then even when it's busy, they'll remember you and they'll serve you. They'll make other people wait and they'll serve you. Yeah.
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 I've got other ways.
Oh yeah.
I'm just
You just do your ping pong trick.
I'm so
and
good
they're
at
just
cutting
like,
lines.
okay.
Yeah, I just
Fair enough.
yeah. And I've always got to like, for some reason, some bartenders just don't like me. I got cut off the other night and I was
Where
sober
were you?
at Retrobite
Okay.
on Saturday. And I was like less pissed than I was the 3 nights before I'd been there. I was like, what the fuck are you cutting me off for? Like, you see me in every night and I'm sober. Like, fuck you. I didn't say any of that to her.
Yeah.
But I was like, she's like, how about a water? And I was like, if you want. And I drank the water and I was like, all right, now drink. She's like, well, gave me one and I came back from another one. She's like, oh, how about a water? I was like, with a water? I was like, it's nearly going to close. And she's like, all right, with a water. I took the water back to the table and didn't drink it. Like, fuck you. Cut me off. It's like, well, how do you think you know I'm drunk? Like, do you know I can go on 3-day benders and come in here and get free pissed? Like, give me my beers. Oh. You know, we mathed it out, me and my friend, one time, and I think we got up to like $100,000 at least.
Oh, I don't even want to think about it. That's why I'm like, I've had great times on it, but that's probably one of my biggest regrets is how much I spend on it. And can't say I regret the amount that I spent on weed though. That I do not regret.
Okay.
Yeah. Goes up in smoke, but it makes me so happy.
Is it an all-day thing? You smoke weed all day, or is it just like a end of?
Nah, it's wake and bake, and then yeah, like there's a what's that saying? It's like, oh, you know, you get high to party, I get high to do my laundry. It's pretty much yeah.
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 And they get tiring? Don't you get? It's like the same thing.
No, because the thing is, I've been smoking for too long, and so I'm like one of those functioning now, which is pretty sad. So if I don't, I'm very hyperactive. Like you can see the ADHD just comes out hard then. I want to do everything and anything, and I'll talk and just go off on tangents like you wouldn't believe. But when I've had a smoke, I just seem to be definitely not hyper focused, but I just seem to be able to slow down that bit more and just be like, yep, okay, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. I'm going to do this, but then I'm going to get high again, and then I'm going to do this and this and this. Then I'm going to get high again, and then we're going to do these, and then, yeah.
So it's work.
It works. It's, yeah.
Are you prescribed it now?
No, I still haven't got around to that.
So easy.
I know. I do, yeah. I got a prescription when I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
So that was quick and easy. But no, I haven't done it here yet. I think it's because so many people close to me grow it. And so I haven't really had to go out hard to source it. Today I did, though. Today it was a bit of a mission, but we got there. All as well.
On a Monday, it's probably the worst day for it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm dead. Leave me alone.
Tell you what, though, I've been committed to it before. Like, I was in Mount Magnet. I don't know if you know where that is.
I do, yeah.
Okay,
Blindside.
so I drove from Mount Magnet to Geraldton and back, like did a round trip.
That's
in the
fucking
day
ages.
Just to go get a quarter of weed because I was hanging. Like I was fiending.
Jesus.
Yeah. I was out at Mount Magnet. That place is a shithole.
Yeah, it's not much there.
No, and it's just not enjoyable, not pleasant. There's nothing to do. So it's like
hours away is that?
so it's
3
5 hours each way.
5 hours, fuck.
5 hours each way.
That is
So it was a
so
10-hour drive, and I did it in the one day, and I had to work that evening as well. So I got up in the morning, drove out there, Yeah, it was a mission. It was a mission. And it was that bad. It was so bad that by the time I got there, my phone had died. And I was like, fuck, how am I going to contact the people to get the weed now? I jumped someone's fence and found a PowerPoint in their backyard and plugged in.
In Geraldton.
In Geraldton, of all places. Yeah, some of the things I've done.
Geraldton was one of the places that I was most disgusted in their public toilets.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the only places I've seen.
It's such a nice town, though.
Yeah, the town was all right, but, when there's just, open syringes just hanging out in the top of ledges, I was like, fuck, that's not cool.
No, that's not cool.
And, it was just, one in a park. And I was like, can't. Someone's kid's going to cop that.
Yeah, no, that's not good. I've once had it that I've pulled the toilet paper out of the dispenser and a rat fell out.
Oh.
Yeah.
A rat?
Yeah.
How big was it?
Huge. Yeah, good thing I was on the toilet already because I definitely shit myself.
Fuck, a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't had that bad.
Yeah.
Just human-made mess.
Yeah.
Not a rat. No, what the fuck, would you just run?
Yeah, well, you're not going to use that toilet paper, clearly.
Yeah, that's a...
No.
Oh, it's so gross. It's worse the more I think about it. I'm like, now I'm stuck here. Do I grab the rat to wipe my ass?
Here I am getting aroused just by thinking about it.
Oh.
So many things wrong with me. I'm aware of this. I am fully aware. And it's just funny too because my family, I think they believe now they can be somewhat proud of me now that I'm not stripping. If only they knew that now I'm getting my flaps out for $20 a ticket.
For way less.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I can stick googly eyes to them,
Were they disappointed in you when you started stripping?
When I first told my mum, she was, I kind of danced around it a bit. I was like, oh, yeah, I do, but I said to her, I do burlesque. She's like, do you get naked? I said, I do, but I don't show everything. And she's like, well, how does that happen? I said, I use props. I hide myself. She's like, oh, okay. And then I could tell she was kind of a bit funny. She was a bit quiet. And then I called her, I think it was 3 days later. Or she might have called me. It was 3 days, I remember. And when we spoke, she was like, so I've cried a bit. And I was like, what's the matter? She was like, oh, just because you're going to be stripping. And at that point, I was like, look, I've already stripped. It's just, and she's like, yeah, I figured. And yeah, and it's funny because I'm like, they told all the rest of the family because they're like, well, they're going to find out anyway. And so, yeah, and everyone's really cool. Everyone's been really cool about it, especially the most surprising was my grandparents. So, I've got very old fashioned grandparents. I've got one each left on each side. So I've got my mum's mum and my dad's left. And so, yeah, both very old-fashioned, old school, very strict on my parents. However, they are so fucking hilarious about me being a stripper. My grandpa and I regularly go out to lunch. Now, he was a funeral director / undertaker for 42 years. So the most morbid man
Yeah, he would know all the darkest shit.
The best. We swap stories all the time, right? And it's sick. It's so good. But, yeah, he just loves hearing about the shit that I do on the job. And then even my grandma, she's wheelchair-bound. And there's been times where I've even been able to flip upside down and take the money out with my butt cheeks and just shit like that. I just love stirring them up. And yeah.
But they love it.
They do. They really do.
It's probably the best excitement. They're so old. They're like, that's it.
Yeah.
I need something funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like showing them the different skills that I've learned. I even showed my parents how I can crush cans. They were a bit disappointed, but my grandparents found it hilarious.
Do you pour drinks as well? Because I thought that's what you were going to do the other night.
Nah, I crush cans and I skimpied the other day and I was putting bottles. I can put 2 stubby bottles on the ground and I can squat down and pick them both up. Yeah, one each hole. Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You don't use your hand?
No, I don't use I literally have my hands up and I squat down on the ground and I pick them up and then I walk over to the bin and I release them into the bin.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Genius.
It's not bad. I was like, well, at least I could probably get a job at the recycling depot once I retire from stripping.
For the whole 10 cents a can.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. I think once you build it into a massive show, it'll work. Because Puppetry of the Penis was huge for years.
Well, that's what I told LEU, so Liquor Enforcement in Kalgoorlie. They're like, can you give us I was like, because I do expose myself. I said, you have to keep minimum G-string on. You can't expose anything below the waist past G-string. And I was like, but what? I'm like, but there's puppetry of the penis, but only mine's more of ventriloquism of the vagina. And they're like, yeah, no, absolutely not.
Because there's certain licenses in there.
Yeah. So I even asked them that. I was like, how do you guys, what? So if you say you go into a venue and they got puppetry of the penis on, what do you guys do? They're like, in that instance, we'd have to fine them. And then,
I was worried about that at Ronnie Knight's.
Yeah, I thought the same. I was a bit like...
I was like, are you sure I can get away with this? And he's like, you're an illegal person anyway. I was like, hey, but I don't get fined.
Yes, I did wonder it as well because when liquor enforcement was saying to me, they're like, yeah, you can't do it at a licensed venue. And I was like, But then, so they've had Puppetry of the Penis in Kalgoorlie. They've had the guys that went there, but they did it at the art centre. So I was like, okay, maybe you can do it at. But it turns out the art centre has licensing there.
It must be a one-off permit or something.
Yeah, so
There'll be something.
We're looking into now doing it at a private venue.
Oh, even better.
Yes, completely private. There is a bar there, but it's almost like it's an old shut down kind of RSL place.
Oh yeah.
And they've only opened it up for private events. And so mentioned it to them and they're like, we absolutely want to do it. The only thing is I'm wondering how we go about ticket sales because do you know what I mean? Like it's a private event, but we can't really market it as public.
Surely there's a way.
There's got to be loopholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be a way.
Yeah.
Tell them to send me any legislation. I'll read it. I'll find the fucking loophole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a disgusting freak for
I really want to do it over there because it'll go off. I've got so many people that keep asking me to do it.
Well, Kalgoorlie's nuts for that, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's filth. And then we can just go out and get drunk after and just run amok. Yeah.
Can't not.
Absolutely.
I've never actually been to Kalgoorlie. That's one of the places.
Oh my God. Okay, so do the train ride with me up there. It's so good. There's a bar on board.
Oh, there's a bar on train.
Way more rooms, like seats wise. You got your own screen, movies, everything. Like it's chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing it again I'll leave again on Wednesday and then I come back Friday.
Fuck.
I know. 7-hour train rides. So good. Yeah.
That seems like so long.
It is, but it leaves early in the morning. So for the first 2 hours, you just want to doze off. And then after that, it's fucking drinking time, mate. Drinking time and movies. Yeah. It's good.
That sounds fun.
It is fun.
That sounds better than a plane.
It's way better than planes. Yeah.
Plane's just like, I'm here.
Well, it's 45 minutes. And they only serve you one drink on that flight.
45, you wouldn't even notice that. You'd be like in the air, have a drink in the air off. You're like,
yeah, and then it's already like time to land. But
a bar on a train.
It's good. Although, one little disclaimer, they only serve mid-strength like beers and spirits. Like they have premix cans that are mid-strength. I can't believe they make those. However, the red wine, that's all I do, the red wine.
I don't drink wine either.
Oh.
So I went to an auction once and bought 5 cartons of mid-strength Jim Beam by accident.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You'd be spewing.
I was not happy.
And it tastes like shit.
I was just putting shots in it. I was
Okay,
like, this is a mixer.
Yeah, fair.
But it was like, I thought it was full. I was like, yeah, 5 cartons for $50 a piece. That's a deal. And then it was like mid-strength. I'm like, can't. Where was this going? Who had this before?
That's what they have on the train. It's awful. I do not like premix drinks. They're my least favorite.
Mid-strength?
No, definitely the mid-strength, but like any of those premix cans, I don't like the sugar content in them. They're all so full of shit. However, and then you get the fucking 0 sugar ones, like the Jim Beam and Jack Daniels. They just taste like straight ass. It's just not good.
The aftertaste that's the bad thing.
It's just it's no good. However, Wild Turkey 101s, no sugar, amazing. The best premix you can get. Yeah.
The hard solo is no sugar good.
No, actually, no, you're right there.
But they are dangerous.
Too easy to drink.
I can't them. It's fucked.
Have you tried the lime or the mango?
I haven't had the mango on yet.
Okay, mango goes off.
Yeah, I'll just destroy them. I was like, I got to stop buying them because they go down too fast.
Yeah.
They're too easy to drink.
Yep.
And then I will black out. But I've got autopilot when I black out.
Okay.
So I just do all this shit and then I just don't remember it. And I'll just like black back into life at the end of the night or something. I'll be like, oh.
Did I ask
3 hours ago?
Did I ask you the question on the show about what alcohol you can no longer drink anymore because it almost killed you? Did I ask you this?
Yeah, but I don't have one.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, okay, was it you that didn't have one? Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't drink beer, wine, or cider at all.
Okay.
Because it hasn't almost killed me. I just hate the flavour of it.
Yeah.
To be fair, there was one hangover I had where I scaled half a beer, but I was drinking like straight Bundy and I was drinking all this other shit.
Oh. Straight Bundy.
Straight Bundy's good.
Bundy's the one smell like that. It's just the most distinctive smell in alcohol, I reckon. It's
the best.
Yeah.
Bundy's going to sponsor this podcast one day. You fuckers. I have to. I keep getting like cunts from overseas to drink it and they love it.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a.
If you can get Bundy to sponsor you, I'll come on here again and I will neck a couple of Bundys. And I don't even like Bundy. I will do that.
Yes. You heard it.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, because I've got like, do you know Shash Kapoor? Have you met him yet?
No.
Oh, he's an Indian comic from here that went over to Sydney.
Okay.
And I was like, you've got to drink Bundy. And he's like, this actually rules.
He likes it.
And there was another comedian from LA, Q, who was over here during Fringe. And he got a Kraken and Coke, and I was like, try Bundy. And he's like, I'll fuck with this.
Oh, God.
I was just like, yes.
Turning them bogan one by one.
But they can't be bogan because they're just so far from Australia. So I'm just going to slowly spread it out around the world, get people onto it. So then when people was like, oh, it's a wife bashing thing, you're like, no, look, he's drinking it. He's clearly not bashing his wife. It's the best. It is good. I don't know why everyone hates it. It's just weird, like it's just sugar. It's just pure sugar.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know. If I'm going to do rum, I'd rather do a spiced rum.
Yeah, that's how I lead
More
people
bougie.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, drink this. Bundy.
So is Bundy your go-to drink?
Nah, but rum.
When you're out, what do you usually drink?
I just say the house rum and Coke.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, and they're like, which one? I'm like, I don't know, which one you give? Like, I'm ready to find out what you did.
So-
If it's dog shit, I'll pick something different.
I've been trained in the whole time I worked in a bar that if people ask for rum and Coke, they're asking for Bundy. Unless
That's
it's
because you've been doing bogan pubs.
true. But yeah, like when they just say rum and Coke, every time it's Bundy. I find with the other ones, they always ask for either Sailor Jerry, Kraken, or Captain Morgan. Like they'll ask you for that. But if it's rum, if it's just rum they say, it's always Bundy's the go-to.
Bundy's barely in bars anymore.
Well, I'm used to working territory and, like I said,
Yeah.
regional WA, so it's everywhere there. And even Adelaide, Bundy's there. Bundy's everywhere there.
Well, skimpy bars would always have it.
Yeah.
But it's like bogan pubs, local pubs, but any kind of like bar,
Or like the nicer, classier places.
even if they're not nice, they can be shitholes and they still won't have it. But they're like, no, we don't have that shit. You're like, why not? It's fucking good. I got like a really nice bar to start stocking it.
Okay.
It's like it's a Chinese bar.
Okay.
And they've got other rums. And I was like, trust me, get some Bundy in. And they're like, we're not getting it. I was like, trust me, get this bottle first. I got them to get like this hell expensive one. I was like, drink that and you'll change your mind about them. And they did. They're like, it's actually hell good. I was like, I don't fucking know. Take away the fucking Queensland wife beating shit. It's fine. It's good. It is a... See, sponsor me, cunts. I'm selling you drinks and not getting nothing for this.
Yeah.
I could drink so much more free Bundy. What's the one that you can't drink?
I don't like Black Sambuca.
Why?
Just the smell. I've had too many times where I've like thrown up, like just had a lot of it and then thrown up that that blue shit, should I say. And just the smell of it, like, nah, no way.
What about other licorice drinks like ouzo and that?
I can fuck with ouzo if I've had enough to drink to get to that point of drinking ouzo. Yeah.
If you can get to the point of drinking ouzo.
Yeah, my dad likes to make it. But yeah, no, I'd have to be drunk to drink it. I wouldn't be going to it straight away for sure.
Absinthe?
See, I like chartreuse. If we're going to go along that, yeah. So
Chartreuse
I
is
regularly.
disgusting.
Okay, so the pub that I DJ at in Kalgoorlie, they're regularly feeding me chartreuse shots.
Why? Because they can't sell it to anyone else?
No, because it's just our favorite thing to drink out there.
Really?
Yeah.
That shit's ass.
It's full on though, and it's the green one too.
Yeah, that shit is disgusting.
It's so good.
Why? How do
Mix
you...
it with Red Bull and it's amazing. But the thing I like about chartreuse is that if I don't want to drink, but I need something to have the edge, like take the edge off. If I don't want to like have quite a few drinks or get drunk or anything, I can have one shot of chartreuse, and I'll be feeling like on a pretty good level for a couple of hours, and that's all I'll need. Yeah.
Jesus. I have a shot and it does nothing.
Really?
Nothing. I won't feel shit till like 3 or 4 drinks in.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless...
Yeah, I'm not that with bourbon. If I have 3 or 4 bourbons, I'm just okay. I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
But yeah. Tequila, a couple of them, and I'm like, yep, I love tequila.
I fucking hate tequila.
I love tequila.
I'll drink it if someone buys it. But I'm never paying for that round.
Yeah.
It's like, you want one? I was like,
That's how I feel like Jaeger bombs. I'm like, I'm not buying that shit. That shit's foul.
Hey, your mum's rule. You just don't like sugary stuff. That's what it is.
No, you're right. Oh, I'll fuck with a vodka cruiser every now and then.
Oh, who hasn't? Anyone that says they fuck off.
True.
They rule. That's like
yeah,
my go-to drink in summer.
It's so easy to drink.
Too fast. What's like the dumbest shit you've had to deal with in a strip club?
Dumbest shit I've had to deal with.
Like, what's like the person who's done the stupidest shit? You're like, are you fucking seriously doing this?
I've had some real fucking out there people. I've had a dude that we kicked out one night, and he got his dick out and just started pissing everywhere as we kicked him out. I had a dude bring in.
It's fucking power move.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Are you gonna kick me out? Fuck this place.
There was once a dude that brought in a giant hand pump moisturizer and smuggled it in and left it at the basin in the men's toilets for everyone to use.
Oh,
That was fucked up.
that's.
Do you know what else I
Surely
think is
that's
fucked
a
up?
prank.
These are all just random things that I'm just remembering. One club would have popcorn and they'd have bowls of popcorn on the bar.
Yeah.
You're in a strip club. Why are you going to put your hand in food that everyone else put their hand in food when they're all getting hard-ons and...
I assumed it would be like you get a bowl. Oh, it's just like a share bowl.
Yes, share bowls of popcorn on the bar.
Yeah, I suppose there's probably definitely some cunts going on the toilet. And
Absolutely. With that big industrial-sized pump moisturiser that old mate's left there. Trying to think what else.
that's a fuck thing to do. Go and wank in the toilet at a strip club.
Oh, so that's another thing as well. I will never forget this poor man come up to me. He's like, I'm really upset. This is when I was managing a venue. I was like, what's the matter? He goes, oh, the guy in the urinal next to me was wanking.
In the urinal.
Yeah.
Kind.
And I was like, can you point out who he is? He's like, no, I don't want to. And I was like, no, please, I need to have him removed from the venue. And he's like, the worst part was he was coming all over the wall. And I was like, why would you stand there and wait that long to check that he feel like why? I would be out of there.
Fuck.
Yeah. So that actually happened.
Oh, I can't. How? I imagine he's probably like one of those cunts that pisses at urinal with his pants and his ankles too. So he's just in there just... that cunt's gone into piss and like, oh, what's he doing? Oh, he's coming on the wall. That's so fucked up.
I've done some fucked up stuff in the strip club too. So twice now, when I was in a authoritative role, I've gotten so drunk at the strip club while working that I passed out, locked myself in the toilet, passed out.
What was it like? Was this a planned sleep?
No, this was like me just writing myself off, locking myself. Like the management realizes they're trying to open the door as they're trying to close up. They can't open the disabled toilet
And you're
door.
just passed out in there.
I'm passed out, so they've got their key, they've opened it up, and there I am, underwear down on the ground, no top on, covered in my own spew, just passed out on the toilet.
Fuck.
Done that twice.
Fuck.
Yep.
I've never done that.
And the first time was my first night in Darwin. And I walked out and I refused to put clothes on. I was in a bikini and my socks. And I was walking out with the owners. They were driving me back to the accommodation. And I was yelling out, welcome to Darwin, Tiffy Texas. As I walked out.
Spill all over yourself.
Oh, it was so bad. Lost my phone, my purse, everything that night. Like I was fucked. And then what was even more fucked was that Darwin went into lockdown the next day. So
Was that during COVID?
this is in the thick of COVID as well. So lockdown the next day. Don't have my phone. Don't have anything. The only way of communication is my fucking laptop. So it was a rough time. It was a rough time. But it's funny because after that I ended up managing in Darwin as well. Same as Dollhouse. Like my first time there, I was a bit of a run amok, and then
You go to just go and fuck the place up, and they're like,
pretty much. I think they're like, yeah, we like her. We'll get her to work here. Well, she can run the place. It's like, you crazy
maybe
people.
it's like give you more responsibility, be less of a piss wreck.
But it just didn't work that way.
It doesn't.
It's like, now I don't have to pay for my drinks. And of course I'm going to have fun with that. Mate, the amount of tequila shots that I would have got fed in my time in Darwin, it's, beyond a joke.
Do you ever get weird drinks? Do people ever ask for weird shit? Like, well, actually, what's the weirdest drink you've had to serve?
I've had, I don't know why, I find Bundy and orange juice really strange. I've had that a few times.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, Bundy and orange juice. I've had quite a few
Is that
times.
a Northern Territory thing or Darwin or something? Where the fuck is that?
It might have even been Queensland.
Oh, that makes sense if it's in Queensland.
But I've had that a few times, Bundy and orange juice. Oh, there's one guy.
That is weird.
He's been doing, this one dude in Kalgoorlie. He gets me to do tequila, vodka and Kahlua with milk. Isn't that
That's a White Russian,
yeah.
but with
Add
tequila.
tequila. But I'm like, tequila with milk should not be Isn't White Russian just vodka, Kahlua, and milk? But
Or
with,
cream.
Okay, but with tequila with milk, I believe is criminal. I think you should never.
I think someone else was saying they make espresso martinis with tequila instead of vodka, and they said it's better.
Yeah, but are they using Cafe Patron, like already the coffee tequila?
No,
that's
like
amazing.
this is in a special bar that makes their own espresso.
Because Kraken do an amazing roast coffee.
Oh, yeah, I've had some.
It's so good.
Yeah, they've got a hell good black cherry one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But nah, I've had a few weird ones. A couple that I found curious, so I tried them myself and they turned out really good. Captain Morgan with lemon squash and bitters.
Oh, yeah.
That works really well.
That's good.
Really good. And the thing I love about that drink is that I would pour it for someone and I'd get them to guess it and no one could ever pick what it was.
I've got one like that. I call it
Okay.
Red Space Pirate.
What is it then?
Captain Morgan's Midorian Coke.
Okay.
Yeah. And everyone's like, what the fuck?
Dorian Coke with okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
It's super sweet.
Oh, okay.
It's just fucking sugar in a cup.
Maybe I'll do it Coke, no sugar.
But it's really nice.
Okay.
But people could never, they're like, how the fuck have you made it?
Midori was my go-to drink when I was 18.
That was my like go to the like when I'm walking between venues drink.
Okay.
Buy like a bottle of it and we'd be like, we can scull this between bars and it's 20 drinks.
Yep.
Yeah. But that shit gets like
Yeah.
fucking green cordial.
What was your go-to drink when you first started drinking? Like when you turned 18?
Oh, I didn't start drinking when I was 18. I started drinking way before that.
Oh, okay. Well, what was your go-to then?
The first thing I used to drink a lot of was chocolate schnapps. Yeah.
I feel like that's not even really a drink. That's a fucking dessert.
Yeah, well, everyone was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was just like, this shit rules. And it's stronger than
my
anything you pussies are drinking.
God.
Yeah, I used to walk around parties with like a 15% bottle of chocolate schnapps and just drink it. And cunts like, what the fuck? I was like, this rules. Fuck you guys. What are you talking about? They're like, we got beer. And I was like, that tastes like shit. It's like, I don't want to drink crap. And they're like, you get used to it. I was like, I don't fucking want to. Give me the chocolate schnapps. And then it just became like all the like premixed sugary drinks, like Red Bear and shit.
Oh, Red Bears. I remember them. Are they even still around?
I think they've come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think that's like it's hell hard to get and they're pretty expensive now.
Yeah.
It used to be $40 a carton. That was the best.
Fuck, I haven't thought about Red Bears in years.
I used to drink so many Red Bears. The fucking raspberry ones were the best.
Yeah.
I think, it was that. Bundy. Bundy used to have this like dry and lime, which came in a green can.
Okay.
That was the best. They need to bring it back. Bring it back. I keep telling them every time they put up a post with a different flavour, I'm like, bring back the old fucking drink, hand dry and limes. That's the one we want.
Fair enough.
That was, it was pretty much like Midorian Coke. It was good. I've also got another one that I've recently made up while I was in Melbourne. Green milk. Yeah.
Not Midori milk.
Yeah.
No.
It's amazing.
Why don't you just throw in some tequila into it too?
Trust me, green milk rules.
Ugh.
Everyone makes it. They're like, why the fuck? I was like, taste it.
No, if you're going to do green milk, you do creme de menthe with Bailey's.
Nah.
Tastes like a mint sliced biscuit, trust me.
Yeah, I bet it tastes good, but green milk rules because cunts are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, taste it. Trust me, it's nice.
Oh. And I thought I was fucked up.
Oh, no. I love getting bartenders to make cooked drinks. And they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we fall judgy for that too.
Oh, every one of them do. And I'm like, taste it, trust me. And they did like 7 different bars in Melbourne. They were like, what the fuck? And then they never forget you. They're like, green milk? You're like, yes, green milk. Cures heartburn. So if you've got a bit of heartburn, green milk. Used to be mudslides, but green milk is good to go. Or what was the other one I had? Frangelico.
Oh, how good.
And... Oh, no. I can't remember the other drink. It was Frangelico and something else. And they're like, why are you putting these together? And I'm like, it's good. And lemonade. Frangelico something and lemonade.
Wasn't like lime and soda. That's like the pancake mixture. That drink is called a pancake.
Is it?
Yeah. Frangelico with either soda or lemonade with a little bit of like fresh lime. That's a pancake or lemon. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But Frangelico mixed with Kahlua and Bailey's, bit of salt. That's your Snickers.
That's what it was. It was Frangelico, Bailey's.
Kahlua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And milk.
Yep. Good old Snickers. My favourite shot, like on the long list, I like shots that taste like dessert. So that's why the mint slice, the Snickers, but cherry ripe also. So half Chambord, half Malibu with Bailey's.
Oh, yeah.
That rocks.
That would be good.
Yeah.
But get it as a full drink instead of just shots.
It's heavy. It gets too heavy.
So funny. What people watching you drink it. There was this one pub we walked into. I went to the bar, I was like, can I have green? It was like fucking 7 workers. Like they were just old men. And I was like, this is the best place to buy green milk. So can I have double shot of Midori milk? She's like, what? I was like, yes, that. And as soon as I walked off, this one guy's like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, that's the reaction we're looking for. That's when we were doing a pub crawl watching the American election. So we're going from pub to pub watching the American election. Just watching people all day being like, oh, Trump's going to win, sucked in. It was like, Melbourne's full of liberals. They'll love this. Piss them right off. So what? Yeah. So someone wanking in here was pretty wild.
Yeah, had some real fucked up shit at work. I've had even some girls done some crazy shit. I've had new girls try out, like coming in for their trial, and come in, and customers know new girls straight away, so feed them up with shots, and then
Is that because they're always in there, so they always know who's
yeah.
Yeah.
And so they get like just feed them with shots, and then the girls get up and go to audition, and they're just stumbling everywhere. One girl, I kept telling her, like, get off the stage. I had to physically pick her up and carry her off the stage. That was not fun. Yeah. You know, it was once I'm on the train going home, all of them will pop up, and I'll be like, fuck, why didn't I think of that one?
Always the case.
Always the way.
What's the most money you've seen someone burn in a nightclub, in a strip club in one night?
20K.
Fuck. One dude?
Yep.
That is wild. Mm-hmm. How did they rack up that much that fast?
That's the most I've seen. That was a one-off with someone. And then other than that, I've seen regularly 15K get dropped in a night. Regularly.
Jeez.
Yeah, every couple of, well, at least once a month to every fortnight. Yeah, 15K.
Just come and burn it.
Yep.
Same people?
Yep.
Fuck.
I definitely made sure I got in good with them.
That's free money.
Yeah, I wouldn't say free money, but yeah, they were like they were high rollers for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to constantly want to spend that much money on. I think it like, unless you've got too much money.
Yeah, that's just it. I think it's just guys do it, I think, as a bit of a, in their own, it's a flex, but it's not really a flex to anyone else but themselves, because they're like.
Yeah, they're by themselves.
Yeah, or some of them are like, will bring in others with them just to make themselves look, you know, like king dick or whatever. But I honestly believe, because these people like have a lot of money, but they don't obviously have a lot of social skills, or don't have a lot of time, or even a lot of them don't even have partners, or they're in a shitty marriage or whatever. So they get this time, right? Well, fair enough, there's throwing cash, but they've got these girls that are just fawning all over them, that'll run and go get their drinks, that'll do whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's more of just like a bit of a power trip for yourself at the time.
Yeah.
To feel like you're a boss. You know what I mean?
It's similar to like karaoke rooms with Asians.
Yes.
Yeah. Except
Yes.
that's the girlfriend experience.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is even more a waste of money in my eyes.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, fuck. I think I get annoyed. I'm like, it's fake.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like not real shit.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, why would I do this?
Yeah, that's why I struggled as a stripper, was because I had a hard time being like, tell me more, babe. I'd love to hear about your job. I'd love to hear about your boring, shitty ass life. Like, I just couldn't do it. So I just sit there and rip on them, or just like tell jokes or tell stories or get them to tell me shit. And yeah, I'd always ask people like just random questions and try and have interesting conversations and do it that way, but can't do the fake.
The fake bullshit.
Yeah. I can't, and not only that, but I just don't like people enough to pretend to flirt with them or like them. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want them to get the wrong impression. I don't want to have to tell them no. I just want them to know from the get-go, like, no.
I'm getting paid.
Yeah, look at my cunt. That's what we're here for.
Look at my cunt.
Yeah.
Give me money, look at my cunt. You're getting what you want.
I've had nights where I've had a real quiet night, and so I'm like, fuck, okay, it's the end of the night, I'm going to have to find someone. So I've gone up to people before, and I've been like, oi step bro, or oi uncle, you look just like my uncle, and I've managed to get them just like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, there are some creepy fuckers out there.
That is fucked up. You look
step
like
bro
my uncle.
one-
I'm in.
The step bro one was so good because it was the end of the night too, and the DJ was hovering by, and I was like sitting on the floor, legs spread naked. I was like, oi, step bro, look at my cunt or I'm telling mum. And all I can hear is the DJ just pissing himself. That's what I mean. That's why I was like, I think he even said to me, he's like, you need to start doing comedy. I'm like, might give that a whirl.
There's definitely a bit in that.
Is it different or what?
Like a joke in that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, but there's like, it's just a funny statement, but I feel like Zig, you can turn it into a story of like, there's something there.
Yeah.
Because it's just so fucked up. It's so wrong.
And then, I got another client that I wouldn't talk to him because he looks like my uncle. And then he called me over and I was like, yeah, sorry. He's like, why are you ignoring me? I was like, sorry, he looked too much like my uncle. I thought you were him. Didn't want to go there. It's a bit weird. And so he's like, right, can I book you then? I was like, okay. So as soon as we go in, I was like, what's your name? He's like, Steve. I'm like, okay, Uncle Steve. So anyway, I'm dancing on him and he loves the fact I'm calling him Uncle Steve. He's getting visibly like excited by this.
Fucked.
Yeah,
That's so fucked
it
up.
was fucked. But what was funny is that Uncle Steve had come in so many times after that to see me and book me. But then so it became like this thing where I now only refer to him as Uncle Steve. And then other people would hear this. So then other dudes would pay for me to dance on Uncle Steve because they were like, fuck, I'm going to book you to dance on your uncle. I'm like, okay. So I'd just be getting booking after booking after booking with Uncle Steve.
Yeah.
He obviously wasn't really my uncle, but they all thought that. So these sick fucks would just pay for dances.
I feel like that, like people that are into that should be put on a list somewhere. Like, be careful, we might fuck his niece or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're into it.
Yeah. Aren't they just like descendants from Tasmania? Like,
No, but that's okay over there. It's fine.
true.
In Perth, maybe, no, we need to know because there might be
I
some.
don't know. Don't you have any hot cousins?
I don't fucking think so, eh? I know I've got one cousin that I know of. No, actually, that's even funnier. No, there's three of them.
There's three.
There's three. There's three cousins. I know the oldest one. I've met one of the other ones once and the other ones I met at all.
Okay.
But I do have three cousins. I totally forgot two of them existed for a minute there.
Do any of them make you wish you were from Tasmania?
I don't speak to anyone.
Okay.
I don't speak to anyone.
But you know what they look like, right?
I know what the oldest one looks like.
Okay. Does she make you wish you were Tasmanian?
No.
Okay.
Not even close.
Fair enough.
I actually went to TAFE with my cousin and didn't speak to her at all while I was there. And when I was sitting in my class, I was like, I think that's my cousin. And I like waited till her name. I was like, oh, that's my cousin. Didn't speak to her at all. For like 6 months, we were in the same class. Didn't say shit. Yeah. That's how good my family life is.
Okay, yeah. Definitely not Tasmanian.
No. I've got like, well, you know the joke about how I don't know my dad. You've heard about that, right?
Remind me.
So my dad's name's Ronald McDonald because that is his name, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucked.
How cool.
It's not.
That's not fuck. That's sick.
It's fucked up because like I got told that when I was a kid and it's not on my birth certificate. So I was like,
Did you go to Macca's being like, Dad?
well, I assumed that my mum just said that.
Okay.
And I was like, be more creative, cunt. Like, please make a She wasn't lying. It's his actual name. And I was like, this is bullshit. Like, I didn't tell anyone when I was a teenager because I was like, I don't believe this. This is not true. And because you can't prove it,
Yeah.
it's like, you're lying. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm just going to have to keep this to myself. And then I did tell my friends when I was like older, like in my 20s, and cunts are like, you're lying. And I'm like, I'm fucking not. That's what I got told. But I did ancestry tests to try and find him. Got a whole bit about it.
Okay.
But he was like a bit of a whore. And I've got a brother and two sisters in Melbourne that I found out I had after finding out who my dad was.
Yeah.
And then I have a brother in England who reached out to me through Ancestry. He's like, I'm trying to figure out who my dad is. And we're like very closely related. Supposedly this is who he thinks it is. And I was like, that sounds like my dad from what I've heard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And supposedly there could be more. Like there might be some in New Zealand. There might be some more in Melbourne.
Oh, he was a man whore.
Yeah, just clowning around.
There you go.
So I don't know. I'm just like, I'm the youngest we know about.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mystery now. Like, maybe we'll find more.
Cool though.
I don't know. It's pretty weird. Like it fucked me up when I was younger because I was like, if I dated a chick who didn't have a dad, I'd be like, what
I
if?
suppose. Hey, yeah, okay.
So I was like super cautious. I was like,
Do you know your dad?
are we related?
Yeah.
But it's even like they could have been my
What
cousin.
does the word Ronald McDonald mean to you?
Well, it's like even like if it could have been cousins. It could have been any kind of relation because I was like, I have no information at all.
Okay.
So like I'm like, if someone was like there was like a missing family member, I'm like, fuck. Please don't be related to me. Because I know there's a couple in Baldivis that found out they were like half brother and sister after having a kid.
Oh, you'd be Devo.
Yeah. They didn't break up by the sounds of it.
No, I was gonna say, well, once if you're at that point where you've already had your own kid, do you just you spend more time not knowing? Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, well, you're already there. I
yeah,
was like, oh, I've already done deed, fuck it.
yeah.
But
I can definitely still hear Sweet Home Alabama playing in my head, but
I think that would fucking torch me. I think it'd be like, I might have to kill myself.
really?
Imagine like you've been nailing some cunt for fucking 4 years and it's like, turns out it's your sister. That's like a plot to a scary movie.
Yeah, that is, but I don't know, I can think of worse things. Don't make me say what, but
I'm curious now.
no, I feel like that's sad that they didn't like that you don't know, and like when you got to the point of having your own family, like there's nothing you can't really go backwards after that.
But you can't, but it's still like, you'd be like, you change your brain. You'd be like, oh, you're my sister now. This is incest as fuck.
I just watch too much porn. I just watch way because I'm like, it's not that bad.
You're just like, stepbrothers, that's sweet. Uncle's cool. Doesn't matter. I've got a joke about that. And that joke stemmed from me not watching porn. And it's a full-blown joke that's vile as fuck about porn. But it's because I didn't want to watch it anymore. And everyone's just like, you're sick. And I was like, this was the easiest way I could say I don't watch porn. But it's like, it's the reverse of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is quite funny. So all my jokes started off really, really bad and dark. And then I've had to like not dumb down, but like get softer.
Yeah.
And now,
dilute them almost like.
well, just like they're at the end of the set now.
Yeah.
So when I was doing Violators, my first 5 minutes that I writ was at the end of that.
Okay.
Because that's all hell fucked shit. And then I was like, oh, if I just build into that, that's better. But yes, I used to do my closing joke for Violators was my opening joke at the Gong Show a few times. And you just get, oh!
That's when I think you're doing well, when you get that kind of reaction. I love that.
Well, you can turn that into a laugh if you build shit into it. Like if you get them knowing that you're not actually just a sick, twisted cunt that does disgusting shit. They're like, oh, he's fucking around.
Yeah.
Then they believe it and then they laugh at it instead of be disgusted.
I know. I like disgusting people. I think I enjoy that more than making them laugh.
You can turn it around.
Yeah.
It's you're winning.
I want to, though. That's the thing. I get so much more enjoyment out of freaking people out or really grossing them out. Yeah. Yeah.
It just shows then.
Yeah.
But then people are still laughing at that. Like when you do the lip syncing thing.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, people were just laughing, weren't they?
Yeah.
I think some people are shocked. They're just like, what is happening?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when I'd pull the ham out. Like they just, they're disgusted by that. I'll never forget being told being asked, is this show sexy at all? It's like, we don't want it to be sexy. It's got to be funny. I'm like, I don't know. Parts of it will be funny. It's definitely not sexy, I said, but parts of it will be really fucking disturbing. Like you'll just be like, what did I just see?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone was asking me after I did your show, they were like, oh, do you get turned on by it? And I was like, no. Why the fuck would I get turned on putting ping pong balls in my foreskin? And he's like, not even a little bit? And I was like, dude, not at all.
Yeah, I can't say I get aroused by a scene with my flaps.
No, I was like, what the fuck? Who thinks that's hot? I was like, it's just funny.
Yeah.
I was like, it's been a gag since I was young. It's just funny, dude.
It's so cool that you can do it. I love that you brought it to the show, hey.
Oh, I was like, yep, I'll do it.
That's so good. I still remember when you first mentioned it to me, I was like, absolutely, I need this.
So I was going to do that, like half comedy, half that as a Fringe show as a solo this year.
Okay.
And then I was like, I don't know if I can be fucked trying to organise this and advertising. And I was like, how many gay dudes are going to turn up? And I was like, where's it going to be? I was like, oh, fuck, this is too hard again. I thought about doing it as an OnlyFans and I was like, that's just going to be gay dudes.
Oh, yeah. Well, my OnlyFans is not sexy at all. It's all just stupid shit.
It's funny shit.
Yeah. Me eating like chicken wings. Get me titties and everything out, but all filthed up, like basically like fat bastard style. Yeah.
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 Cunts love it?
Yeah. Got like old photos of me with my legs spread with a Big Mac in front of it and like fingering the shit out of the Big Mac. Yeah, it's not sexy. It's just different. Yeah.
And how do people find that, like, on OnlyFans?
They just look up Tiffy Texas.
No, but I mean, like, how would they, like, how do you reckon they get there?
Well, I get tips and stuff from it, so they don't seem to hate it. But yeah.
But I was like, how do you like? I've never really ventured through OnlyFans and how you search for shit.
Okay.
It was like, how the fuck do you like? With somebody like,
I don't know, because the thing is with OnlyFans, you have to subscribe to the profile.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can just search up something and find, like you got to find the person. So you search up the profile.
so you have to like,
and subscribe to that. So you pay to get access to their content. And yeah.
so you'd have to know beforehand.
Yes.
What you're getting into. Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is that people signed up when I did Sexpo and when I did Vegas, like Miss Nude and everything. So people kind of signed up thinking that they were going to get, I think, sexy, or they were going to get some sort of, I don't know, enticement or whatever. And yeah, instead they got me scoffing down chicken wings and fingering burgers and what have you. So yeah.
Good side hustle, worth it.
When I put in effort to it, absolutely. But I'm lazy with it. It's like anything, you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
I will do a bit more. Now that I'm doing comedy as well, I want to start incorporating that into it a bit more.
That makes more sense because a lot of like where you're going to take it is shit that won't be able to put on like YouTube anyway.
Yes.
Like I thought about like the video of the ping pong drink and I was like, what the fuck do I do with this?
OnlyFans. Absolutely OnlyFans it.
Yeah, but it'd be the same thing over and over again and then it kind of takes away the mystery of seeing it live.
Yeah.
That's what I felt. I was like, it's going to sell more tickets.
The thing I love about that video is you hear everyone's reaction. Now, everyone's reaction that night was just, it was sublime. It was amazing. So sometimes you want to capture that as well and share it. Because I feel like I laugh so hard seeing that. But then Dan's laugh on top of it makes me just laugh even harder all over again.
There was so many different reactions in there, and everyone was like, "What? No!"
You can hear say, "What the fuck?" Like,
I think it was someone said, "This isn't real."
The review was like,
"Yeah,
I don't know if it was real."
That makes me laugh even more.
How are we going to be able to fake that? Like, how do we?
Well, someone said to somebody else, and they said to me, they think it's a prosthetic dick, and I was like, "It's not." Like, I don't know. I was like, that's a lot of effort to like make a whole thing that I fucking.
Yeah.
I was like, I just have a fucked up dick. I've been doing weird shit for too long. In backyards at parties, it's been like, I want to fucking gross everyone out.
Oh, it's so good. It's a skill.
Oh yeah, I did it. I did the big naked show last Saturday.
Yep.
So the whole show naked, and I was like, he was like, we haven't got fuck all tickets sold. I was like, give me some flyers. And it was like, I just went and fly to everyone. I was like, watch this. And we got an extra 15 people in, I think.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, have you ever seen someone put 2 ping pong balls in their foreskin? They're like, what? No. And I was like, well, that's going to happen in here.
How good.
Come in.
I've had so many people because I've told them about it. I'm like, yeah, I've got it on video. Showed only a couple of people, but they're like, can you send it to me? I was like, nope. You got to come to the show if you want to see it. Plus, we're not distributing this shit unless we're getting paid. Yo.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Don't send it.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Oh, because it's like, yeah, see it. Come see it. It's wild.
I'm excited for you to do it again this weekend.
I have no worry about it.
I think I'm going to try and find you some bouncy balls this time.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, we'll change it up this time.
Yeah.
Why not? Have you ever used bouncy balls before?
I've done heaps of dumb shit. Like, I used to do bottle caps.
Okay.
I got 13 bottle caps in at one point.
Oh my God. Now, you know that question, like, how many marshmallows can you fit in your mouth?
Yeah. Bottle caps was 13. That's that's a lot of effort.
hurt.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, fuck.
But it was funny.
Why am I clenching at the thought of that?
It wasn't like too bad. I never cut myself, but it was like I'd bend them in half and just like.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, still sharp on the points, but.
Grapes?
No, grapes, I might squish them or something.
Make wine.
Because it's. That sounds
That would be sick. That would be sick. Stuff a heap of grapes in there and just squish it around and then pour out the wine. Oh, can we do that next show?
I'd have to test that off stage.
Not in this show. When we do another show in future, we're going to give that a try.
Well, I can build it up because I've done like, so I've been around cunts when they're doing nangs and I just like grabbed like 4 and like snuck off.
Oh, no.
I was like, and then came out and was like, oh, what the fuck's in my dick?
No stick.
And cunts are like, what the fuck is going on? Nothing funny than seeing heads pop when you're just like, where is this coming from?
Oh, fuck.
My mate's like, you got to do the nangs on stage. That's funnier than anything.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
But it's like, yeah, there's a couple of I can all do the weird dick tricks. I watched Puppy the Priest when I was like 13.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I had it on DVD.
It was a VHS I watched it on.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, this is wild. I was like, this isn't gay. It's just so funny that these cunts are fucking doing this shit.
Love it.
So I learnt a bunch of them, and that's how it happened.
Yeah. Just kind of just escalated from there.
Fucking with people at parties.
How good.
There was one time I filled in for a singer for a band. I didn't know any of the words, and they're like, doesn't matter, just scream. I was like, all right. I was like, if I can come out naked with like an elephant trunk that I've made out of like toilet paper rolls. I'm like, whatever, man. So I did. It was this backyard party, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? It was great. I ended up doing a striptease in a shed to Thunderstruck.
Oh, how good.
What's the most you made in a night as a stripper?
In a night. Oh, 5.5.
Fuck.
Yeah, 5.5. Yeah.
That's decent.
Yeah.
That make you like, all right, I'm coming back.
Yeah. But then I've had nights where I've gone home and I've spent 300, not made anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's never consistent.
Sales.
I just like to drink. That's my problem. When I don't make money, I'm like, I'm here. I've got to be here for another 8 hours. Fuck it, I'm going to drink. I'm going to take the edge off. Yeah.
Did you ever do it sober?
Yeah. Yep. Didn't make as much money.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It was just harder to engage. It was harder to pretend that I liked people.
Yeah, you can deal with... That's what my kids asked, like, why would people drink? And I was like, it's easy to deal with other people's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, why?
I still never forget getting kicked out of class in school when we did like a lesson on drugs and alcohol and stuff, and the teacher asked, what are the positive effects of alcohol? I said it makes ugly people half decent looking. I got kicked out of class for saying that.
That's so fucking dumb. Because it's true.
It is true.
It's just more tolerable. You can deal with people's bullshit so much easier if you're like, this person's so fucking boring.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, maybe I can get something out of them. Whereas other times, I'm like, fuck off. I'm out of here, man. I'm not listening to any of this story that you've got that sucks. I've got no time for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the bonus of like comedians. They're actually funny.
Yes.
So they've got some story. It's not like boring leading off into like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, tell me about it. And especially when you got ADHD as well. As soon as it starts to take too long, I'm one of those people I count down, and then I'm just like, I've completely switched off.
Countdown. I've never counted down.
Oh, really?
Like,
I know. I do the countdown for sure. And if like they're really testing me, then I'll count down out loud. But often it's just in my head. But then I'll just, yeah. I know I'm evil.
Do people ever just be like, fuck you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I suppose you get the same result.
Yeah.
It's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, I got to do some shit. That's the best one.
Sorry, got no time.
Yeah. Well, it's like Carl Barron had a bit on it. And ever since I seen it, I was like, oh, that is actually the best way to get out of a conversation.
Wow.
So, all right, I got to just go. Like in the middle of, all right, I got to go. And just leave. And I was like, fuck, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even have to give them an excuse. I just got to go. They're like, oh, I'm already out of here, man. Fuck you.
Bail before they even ask any questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon we wrap it up because it's close to the hour and a half.
Thank you for having me here. It's been good. It's been good.
Looking at that one and tell them what they where they're going to go to.
Okay. They got to come to Ronnie Nights, Friday, Saturday nights from 10 p.m. My good friend here is going to shove ping pong balls in his foreskin. I'm going to get my flaps out. I'm going to take some shots from a nutsack, and we're going to have some flappuccinos coming up. So it's going to be a good time. Ronnie Nights, Friday, Saturday nights, 10 p.m. And yeah.
Till the 18th?
No, the last show is the 15th. No, yeah, 15th. So 14th, 15th, the last shows.
So 2 more weekends.
Yes.
So anyone who's listening to this on the day it comes out, it's tomorrow night that I'm there.
Yes. Come and check it out. It's a good laugh. It's definitely an eyeful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if you come an hour early, you can see my solo show.
Yay.
2 birds, 1 stone, motherfuckers.
I reckon I'm going to be there for that. Has it sold out, though?
Nah, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
I reckon I'm going to sneak in there.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it has yet. We'll see at the end of this week.
All right.
I know there's...
I'm crossing my fingers, but not my legs for you that you get sold out.
I don't know. Might be too crammy. It's like 50 people in that room.
It's too much. I think 30. The ideal for me was 30 because I like it to be a bit more intimate so you can...
It's actually spaceful.
Yes.
That's what Violators was like 30 every night. And I was like, fuck, this was meant to be 55. I reckon if we had 55 in there, I would have...
Too much. And it gets hot and sweaty with that many bodies in the room. Yeah, nah.
It was just like too crammed. So, I don't know. I'm good at 30. 30 sweet. 30, if it's 50, fuck it.
Yeah.
Still be fun.
Yeah.
Just
give the people what they want.
Yeah. Well, They're in for some dark shit. I've figured out I'm going to test out some stories that I haven't even wrote for stage yet.
Okay.
I know them.
You're just going to whip them out.
Yeah, I've got I froze a cat once by accident. So I've got a whole story on that.
That sounds interesting.
It's just, I was dumb. It's not anything mean. I didn't kill the cat. The cat was already dead. But
Okay.
you'll hear it. It's funny.
Okay.
Everyone hears it. They're like, that's hilarious. I was like, I don't know.
I'm looking forward to it. All right.
It's me making a continuous set of mistakes until I have a cat in the freezer. It's just, I don't know. I've done some stupid shit. I'm like, fucking, all right, I'm done.
I want to hear about. I feel like it's gonna make me feel better about the dumb shit that I've done. So I'm down.
And I've got a wedding story.
Okay.
Yeah, because I used to go.
You got a busy night that night, eh?
It's fucking 50 minutes, pretty much.
Ooh, yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a fun story. So I used to always go to weddings hungover,
Okay.
so I don't fuck them up. And now I don't know if I can do that anymore. It just turns into a bender. I didn't fuck up the wedding, but I did fuck up my hotel room afterwards.
Oh.
I flooded the whole thing.
Oh, that sounds expensive.
It was surprisingly wasn't. All right. Cheers, guns. We're going.
Thank you so much for having me.